Boom, 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 boom. No audio tonight. I think I set up the Bluetooth. Let's see. Nope. Pull out. Yeah. Let's see. We're not connected. Now we're going to connect right quick and get some audio going here. Boom. What happened, DJ? Here we go. One of those hiccups, but whatever. We keep it moving. That's the thing about DJing. You got to be able to troubleshoot. A lot of it is troubleshooting on the spot live like that. A lot of times I would have aborted ship and try to start things over. But nah. It is what it is. We're going to keep rolling. What's up, Dragonfly? You're always winning here. Always one of the first ones to pop in and greet us with your presence, which is always lovely. And I hope you are well tonight. Let's see. All right, the camera's following us. The camera has a mind of its own. Just a heads up for anyone using the Insta 360 webcam. What is it? Insta. Something 2. It's a cool camera. I like it, but it tends to wig out now and then. But it's probably wigging out because I wig out sometimes and move a lot. The camera's probably like, whoa, what are we doing here? What's up, Chi? Popping in. Did y'all do movie night? I didn't get a notification on my Rumble. And last time I was trying to jump in the chat and conversate, and it was telling me to log in, and I was logged in. I kept trying to see if there was something else I needed to do. For some reason, I've never had that happen, but I didn't get a notification tonight. I know y'all were doing movie night. Are you still doing that now? Maybe you're live now still. And if so, what movie did y'all play? I didn't tap in. Yes, movie night went well. Sweet. And yeah, we went live earlier at the shop. We're still gonna get into the Duendes. Um, I figured it'd be better to do it from here. And we got Javier stepping in. Javier probably knows something about Duendes. Duendes. You gotta pronounce it a little differently. Maybe some people have never heard of the Duende. But if pronounced differently, maybe they have heard of it. But most Spanish speaking folk, I would imagine, know about the Duende. And growing up, yeah, we heard a whole lot about it. And we'll get into it in a bit. Let's see. I got a little bit of we've been doing like covering news and just anything that pops into my world. Basically, I'm showing you what I've been digging into. And this was last night. And I tried, and I think last night was one of those nights again where I ended up getting rest. I didn't go live. Actually, we did Andy's show. In case anyone missed that, check that out over in the posts section of my channel. if you scroll down a little bit, I just shared John Levi's post. You know, he posts every Saturday night at midnight, and then I seen in his post that his cat studio had gotten in, I think, a cat fight and was healing, and hopefully I sent a little message there. A lot of people sent messages, and hopefully the cat's doing better these days. That always sucks. I've had that happen before. Let's see, what are we looking for? We're looking for the Fox webcam. Let's check out Catalina. There she is. Give us something to look at while we warm things up here. The boys are upstairs gaming. I could hear them. They're getting loud up there. Guess having some fun. Not sure what game they're playing, but sounds exciting from down here. So heads up there if you hear some loud noise in the background. And there's Russell. He's like, y'all saw the latest Bigfoot footage a couple days ago. And I don't know, you want to give us, I haven't seen any recent Bigfoot footage, I don't think, but I did have some Bigfoot stuff we were going to pull up in a little bit also. And I didn't see any reports of that on the databases that I pulled up today. And those databases, of course, sometimes, like one, for instance, BFRO I've been mentioning, need to up, or I don't know how it works, but I know they got reports that don't go on to the site. And then they do have a section where uh they have the recent reports according to them. So we'll check that out. And then, yeah, I don't know, Walla Walla. All right. Sounds like Washington. Anyone ever have the Walla Walla onions? I like onions. I'm a big fan of nightshades, although they say they're not good for you. Seems like all the bad things were attract. I'm one of those types, like all the bad things we like, or we're attracted to all the bad things, certain foods, and stuff like that, right? Or but there are some things that I'm attracted to that I like that are highly beneficial for me. So there's that. But yeah, all right, Russell here giving us more information. Let's see. Walla Walla River Bigfoot footage with subtitles in North American Bigfoot Center. So that's going to be Cliff Barackman's, uh, the NABC, North American Bigfoot Center up in Northern Oregon. The salute to Cliff. Yeah, I can't wait to go up there. I know my buddies have been up there. Let's see, I believe Jonathan Easley. I know Alex Pedikov. I'm sure um, Tate Hieronymus as well. Ron Reed. I need to get my butt up there, check out the museum. And I know several other people that I know have been up that way. You know, Cliff Barackman, uh, he's a SoCal cat too. He's another SoCal cat who ended up moving way up north. He used to be out of Long Beach, right out here, not too far, right here, 710 freeway, other side. Um, from what I've heard, and I have had a beer with him before. That was at it was the end of the 50th anniversary of the Patterson Gimlin film anniversary. And that was a weird one. A lot of cool people hung out after the after hours was a lot of fun. And we'll talk about that at some point in the future. But yeah, that's his place. And so it's let's see, Russell's comment again. Not sure if that's a real ORG, but that's the name of the channel. I'll go through. Yeah, no, definitely hit them up. They're on I believe, yeah, you can look up that channel on YouTube. Then they used to have, I don't know what's going on, but someone brought it to my attention also. Bigfoot and Beyond, and that's James Bobo Fay and Cliff Barackman. And I know you could hear that on it might be like the Spotify. I think I don't know. Spotify I think has them, and maybe Apple. Those listening streams you could check out. Uh, you catch them there. But yeah, they were like redoing their YouTube channel because Bigfoot and Beyond had a YouTube channel, and then yeah, someone's like, "Hey, they removed all their videos," and I was like, "What?" I had just watched something from there, and then I went and checked, and yeah, he was right. A lot of the videos got removed there, so I don't know if they're doing some maintenance over on the channel, but hopefully they get that going again because yeah, those guys bring a lot of good information, and Russell here with quite a bit of information to share. Let's see, we try to go in order. Yeah, I got put up a day ago, and yeah, if they're putting it up, then it must be good. I would say. He says for a change, you can see it pretty clearly. That's always exciting. Earlier, I was commenting in a chat, and they were talking Bigfoot, and the guest had mentioned he was like, "Yeah, I got a picture." He had all types of pictures. He was claiming to have all types of pictures of different types of things, everything from little people to aliens and all types of stuff. And I have seen his some of his stuff before, very interesting stuff. So I got to check out the rest of his channel. But um, he mentioned he had a particular blurry picture, I guess, of a little one or something like that. And I commented, "Oh, if it's blurry, it's Bigfoot." Had to throw that in there. And I do think there is something to that. Yeah, there's, people get bummed out because they're blurry pictures, but there's something to that for sure. So chances are that if it is a blurry picture, then it probably is something, possibly. Of course, a lot of times it isn't. But yeah, better yet, another rage bait post about what are these lines of things in the sky. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll get into that too tonight. I was mentioning earlier, Brush Junkies channel on YouTube. They get into that, and there's a lady who confronts a pilot, one of the pilots, who's been spraying that stuff. So we'll take a listen to that. And there's Fast Hemi. Yeah, I haven't had Buxton's, but sounds good. And you having ice cream in the cold up there, Fast Hemi? You're way up north, aren't you? I do believe Fast Hemi's way up north, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's way east. You can see parts of the lava tubes. Let's see. See parts of the lava tubes and caves when the river gets really low. You have to be careful tubing the Clackamas. Yeah, no, I don't know if you know, but Clackamas is on my list. That's Northern Oregon. And who's up there? It is Tom Powell. Oh yeah, one of my favorite investigators, or I'd call him a researcher. And he gets out there, his theories. Uh, and I do have one of his books. It's called The Locals. Super cool book. I've talked about that because the illustration on that book, and I forget who was the guy who did the art on that. It's three Sasquatches standing together. It's in the dark, almost look like silhouettes. And it reminded me a lot of the sleep paralysis episode that I had up on the hill when I was inside this yurt. It was like this yurt cabin. It's this weird little structure on the property in the middle of the woods, and had this episode of sleep paralysis. And at that time, I had already a few episodes of sleep paralysis, so I knew what was going on. So I didn't really panic, but I knew I couldn't, like, I was struggling to snap out of it. And then I could see, even though it was dark, I could see the door of the yurt was open, and I was like, "Dang it! Why?" Because wildlife and the cold could get in. Why is the door open? And I noticed at the door it looked like three tall shadow beings, and it reminds me of the cover of that book, The Locals. And it's a good book, Tom Powell, good Bigfoot book there. So check that out if you're into some good Bigfoot books by some people that uh yeah, get out there. And I guess Tom was recently mentioning that he's done. I guess I don't know if completely done with Bigfoot, but maybe switching gears, or I'm not sure, but hopefully Tom is still squatching. And he gets into the more stranger stuff of Bigfoot. That's what I like. And also I guess a science, I don't know if he's still a science teacher. Um and I'm not sure if it's elementary or like high school, what grades he was teaching, but I believe Cliff Barackman was also a school teacher or something like that. So it's cool to have, educated guys up in the scene like that. Zilu, what's up from across the pond? How goes it? Telling my grandkids that Sasquatch Sunset is Ferngully. I remember Ferngully, and I still haven't seen Sasquatch Sunset. And Russell, not sure if you've heard, but our buddy, uh, up north, up in Humboldt, worked on that movie. He works on, for the area he lives in. He works with different. He's worked on different movies, scouting locations and stuff like that. And that's Rowdy Kelly. Yeah, Rowdy Kelly from the Bluff Creek Project. And yeah, he got to work on that Sasquatch movie Sunset. What is it? Sasquatch Sunset movie. Tate Hieronymus was a big fan of it. And I heard he was, I don't know, was talking about getting some sort of vinyl record with the some of the Sasquatch sunset prints on it. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Yada yeah. Hopefully I always have trouble pronouncing that. Says supposedly the shadow people are an actual race found in Russia classified handbooks on ET races. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard of shadow people referred to as the Archon as well. I think the coyotes are out. I heard them earlier. I know the neighbor's dog's barking, so something's going on out there. Maybe some other wildlife. Whoa, we're off of Catalina. Dang it! Should have been switched up the camera here. Let's see. There's Santa Monica. Don't want to look at that at the moment. Let's see. There's LAX. Let's go to Mount Wilson. See what that's looking like. It's looking black. Maybe maybe Bigfoot's that's Mount Wilson cam. Nothing going on there. Maybe Bigfoot's covering the camera there. All right. You gonna let me exit? Let's go to LAX. Yeah, I was all caught up in the chat. I didn't even know we were off camera there. Sorry about that. Yeah, a lot to pay attention to. And I want to get better at focusing on the chat here too. Just have to take my time. I kind of rush myself sometimes. Oh yeah, yeah. No, they say the coyote situation is an epidemic. Even from years back, living in Hollywood, we live close to the Hollywood Hills. There, not that we're in a fancy area. I'm telling you, anything under Franklin Boulevard, watch out. Uh, we're definitely under there. Uh, we get a lot of the wildlife, and then we had Griffith Park right there, the entrance of Griffith Park. So the deer would come down, basically to the entrance of the park there, but we'd get all the other stuff: raccoons, coyotes, possums, big owls every once in a while. And then the LA Zoo is right there also. I think the zoos attract other animals as well. But yeah, that area, that Griffith Park, is a bunch of hills there. And these hills, for the most part, it's like all flat land right here, except for like the Angeles National Forest, the San Gabriel Mountains, right? Those are like the biggest. And then you have the Santa Monica Mountains. Um, but then in between here in the I don't know, what would you call it, the basin, I guess, or it's pretty much flatlands, but you have all these hills in these areas here. Like we are pointing out Dodger Stadium recently. We're looking at it on a map and stuff, and then right here we're on a hill here. There's these hills over, so there's these little hills in these areas, and I'm really questioning them now. We're questioning the Elysian Park Hill over at Echo Park when we're doing the exploration of Angelus Temple, and on the map we're questioning it because on the map it looks like, yeah, something going on there at Dodger Stadium. And there's a man who's talked about supposedly some gold being under there or something like that. But yeah, I'm questioning these hills and I wonder what they are really. If they're even like, maybe there might be something else, getting into like uh, Robert Spur's that's Mud Fossil University, that just a lot of, and there's other people that think along the lines of certain geological areas being possible creatures and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder. And then a lot of people discovering, especially in like Central America and stuff like that, that certain hills and mountains are their pyramids. So I don't know. It just has me thinking, questioning some of these hills that, like, we're on one here. Anyway, what up, Woo Reezy? Stepping in hot. Checking out LAX. Hopefully, we'll be on a flight one day. I like flying, even though we got all this weird stuff going on. And I did pull something up because we did mention the FedEx flight. I think it was out of New Jersey. It was I think last night or this morning. and they said that a bird struck one of the engines, caught fire. There's full on video of it as well. Now, I didn't see when the bird hit, so I don't know if there's footage of that. So hopefully there is, because it's got me wondering. A bird, huh? And I know that does happen. I've seen footage of that before, of birds, getting caught up in the engines like that. But I don't know if I've ever seen it like cause a fire. Pretty wild. But things like that do happen, and you never know. Yeah, I guess there's no Mount Wilson. I'm really trying to get the Mount Wilson cam. I like that view. See, that's Ontario Airport looking all blah, like misty almost. Think there's gonna be rain later this week, couple days. Never flown out of that airport, and this is Ontario, California, by the way. And there's Thin Lizzy boarding. What? No way. Did you get a notification, Thin Lizzy? Good to see you here. I usually see you over on Cambian's channel or on the Discord. I get your notifications and stuff. I just I tap in every once in a while. I was sharing a few things here and there, but oh, right on. Hubby told you he works at the Denver airport now. Hey, hey. Yes, that's super creepy and super cool. And I'm sure he'll keep an ear out. We won't get him in trouble. He's got to do his duties, and but it's good to have those eyes there. So Thin Lizzy, keep us posted. And I'm sure most of you have heard stuff about the Denver airport. And what's the other one? The whole Lucifer thing going on, right? Is that, could we say that? I don't know. I've been hearing about that whole thing. I mean, I've heard about stuff before, but a whole lot more stuff coming out. See some weird videos, some weird like street lights and stuff like that. And the reason why I bring that up is because I believe wasn't the horse that was outside of the airport tied somehow to that whole topic. And it's trippy. I forget the name of the horse, but remember the horse didn't it fell on the creator and took him out, right? The guy who made the horse. Yes, Thin Lizzy. Yeah, it's outside of the airport, and if you, yeah, that's the name of the horse, I think, right? I gotta, I'm not mistaken. Gotta tap back into all that information there. Oh yeah, is it? Could be. Oh, the airport. Yeah, possibly. And yeah, maybe that'll be a good one to dive into. Let's get out of this Ontario airport here. Let's see. I wanted to share some news. So I don't know how many of you are over on Instagram, but there's a Instagrammer that covers LA. He does a really good job. I really like him. Uh and he he gets into the history, goes to a lot of historical spots. I've learned a lot about Los Angeles through him, and I forget his name, but I was watching one of his videos last night, and it was about a particular bridge, I believe, out here in San Pedro. It's a big green bridge, and yeah, he's like, he points out a lot of things that are like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, I've never been there, or I remember going there. Just a lot of goes to a lot of restaurants and tells you the history and stuff. And he was pointing out that bridge and saying that it's like the Golden Gate for Los Angeles. I was like, oh yeah, I forget that we have bridges and stuff out here. And so he was breaking that down. Super cool vid there. And I'll get his, let's see, yeah, that's his name there, Evan Lovett, I believe, the social media personality, yeah, behind the popular LA in a Minute podcast. So check that out if you're interested. I know uh, all of you are big fans of Los Angeles. But yeah, no, if you're interested, he does a lot of cool history. And then I seen another, I think it was this morning, I seen a post, and he's at his house, and I could see the back window is all broken out, and I'm like, and then he starts getting into what happened. And so yeah, this it's KTLA 5 here. I forget, someone mentioned it was like they said KTL 8 because they're always late to the scene. No, KTLA. I didn't say that. This is, and I used to live like a few blocks from KTLA 5. There was a few other stations there. Now CNN is nearby there off of Sunset. Um, this is a real problem. Popular Los Angeles social media personality has house burglarized. And yeah, he gets into the situation, and then yeah, he talks about it took him like almost an hour before the police came after he called. And yeah, that's a big problem out here with trying to get help when you need it. And luckily, I don't think anyone was hurt, he mentioned. And then yeah, scary stuff. Makes me wonder, hopefully he wasn't like targeted, because he's pretty well known on Instagram. And never know these days. Right on. Yeah, I had no idea he did. I figured he was maybe like from out your way. And y'all still in Colorado? You're in Colorado, right? Yeah. If he's at the working at the airport. Yeah, there's been a lot of, places, even like Encino, where, you know, you wouldn't think things like that happen. A lot of last year there was a whole string of burglaries out in Encino. It was almost like some of them were like back to back, probably the same people. Uh, and yeah, there's just a lot more of that going on. That's always gone on, but just seems like a lot more. And what else is making news out there? Let's see. I think I did pull up something about the plane flight, FedEx plane flight. Taking a look here. Yeah, there it is. So this is today news. Yeah, FedEx plane catches fire midair after striking a bird during takeoff. And I think there is a video along with this article, and I believe we could peep it. Let's see. We'll turn the audio down, and it did play already a bit. So Hopefully, we'll be able to play all of it and not get in trouble. Let's see, should we make it big? Yes. All right, here we go. Well, that went to another clip. So it seems like there's two clips. And keep an eye out for those fast mover objects we be spotting, you guys. I'm really looking at because there seems to be footage of a lot of these incidences lately, and I'm keeping an eye out for those objects we be seeing that we call fast movers, and a lot of them zip by, airplanes. Talk about them a whole lot, and I do believe they are a type of UFO. So it'd be interesting. I've been talking about that lately with these incidences happen. I wonder if those little objects have anything to do with things going on. And yeah, it's still in the Colorado. Met in Minneapolis. What? Hesperia? Crazy. Trip out. I didn't know that. And in the 90s, too. It was wild out here during the 90s. And I'm sure like Hesperia has grown a whole lot since then. Never really spent time out there. I've definitely heard and I have an idea where it's at and everything. And it pops up on the news here and there. So yeah, another plane incident. Hopefully that didn't delay people's packages too long. And then what else was popping off today? There's the what is it? The recent death of the actor and wife and one of their dogs. Anyone been keeping an eye on that? Gene Hackman. And it seems to be turning out like a weird situation at first, because I forget what source I got the information from, and they're like, yeah, there's no foul play, da 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 da. And because, nowadays people just dive straight into, go off the deep end and work their way up out of there. And they're like, yeah, no foul play. But now it's just like the tables are turning quick. And it's like there's a whole lot of strange stuff, I think, behind this. And one good channel, let's see, I've been checking out my boy Donut a whole lot. And a salute to him because I like how he dives into the whole uh the topics that are happening, current events, and he looks at them with the occult eyes. And as we should. And let's see, where is Donut's channel? Let's see. Yeah, right here. So you see their donut factory. Some of you probably already follow. Go peep them out. It's a pretty cool channel, I think. And yeah, they get into some of the current events happening and they break it down. And so right here, sheriff's office addresses deaths of Gene Hackman, wife, and dog in Santa Fe. Yeah, I have been since I've been out here more fast hemi. Usually when I'm up on the hill, I don't really, I mean, just online I pay attention to whatever media outlets, but I don't know TV. And so yeah, this is a good one if you're interested to hear some different angles on this whole situation. And then, the Oscars coming up and everything, they touch on that. Um, and there's several other channels out there covering this right now too. Um, this is a good start if you haven't been checking this out, y'all. So peep that out. Go give Donut a holla. What else we got? There's also some news out here in Cali. I did want to touch on some Bigfoot databases. We did get a recent report for anyone stepping in. What's up, Onisha? Cheers. Uh, Russell was sharing a recent Bigfoot report with us. So that's going to be over at North American Bigfoot Center. Their YouTube channel, I think, is where it's at. Maybe it might be their website too. So just a heads up there if you're looking for that. There is a video. And then, so where are we going next? Let's see the Cali news. There's some news for Cali, since all of you love Cali so much. I'm gonna give you some news from here. Let's see. Where'd you go? Right here. All right. California. All right. There's a bear hunting law here, and it seems like they're thinking of doing some changes to it. So we'll take a look at this California bear hunting law. California has a law that bans the use of dogs to hunt bears, a practice known as hounding. This law was enacted to prohibit the cruel and unsporting practice of chasing bears with dogs without the intent of killing them. However, Assembly member Heather Hadwick has instructed AB 1038, which seeks to legalize hounding under the guise of a pursuit season aimed at keeping bears away from human communities. The bill proposes allowing the use of dogs to chase bears without the intention of killing them, but this move is controversial and faces opposition from animal welfare groups. Hmm. I don't know. Seems kind of messed up to me, to that hounding method. What do y'all think? Is that is that something they should bring back? I think yeah, I think I don't know. If you like to hunt bear and consume them, I think the natives should have their rights to do. And hunters should too. I don't see, as long as you don't overhunt them, right? But yeah, no, I don't think the hounding method is cool. Kind of I don't know, it's kind of cheating in my eyes. So some wildlife news there for California. We'll see what happens with that. We'll keep y'all posted. Anyone ever try bear? I hear bear pepperoni is good. I hear bear is real greasy as well. Never had it. And I don't know. I'd give it a shot. Try anything once, right? What else we got? There's some other Cali news. Let's see. Where you at? And I was asking the past few days, I didn't hear any feedback from anyone because it was brought to my attention that California might be having a new mascot. Oh yeah. And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" Yeah. Bigfoot sightings in California. And let's see, is this it? Yeah, so this is interesting. Bigfoot sightings in California. California has seen recent interest and activity. Is that what it says? Interest, yeah. And activity related to Bigfoot sightings and recognition efforts. And I think we were talking about Claudia Ackley, rest in peace, the other night, who was trying to sue the state of California. If you missed that, what was that? That was maybe Bigfoots in Mendocino is the title of that stream the other night. And speaking of Mendocino, we also did a missing persons in covering the Mendocino area, missing persons on the North Coast. I think I titled that one. And check those out if you're interested in those topics. And it says here Assembly member Chris Rogers introduced Assembly Bill. Assembly Bill
666.
huh, on February 14th, 2025, aiming to designate Bigfoot as the state's official cryptid, sparking excitement in Bigfoot communities. Huh, that's pretty cool. And we got Juliana McGill stepping in hot from the barn. Oh yeah. Full of worms meat. Are you vegan now? Woo Reezy? What's going on here? Are you not doing meat? Are you doing a cleanse? I know Heidi Pop did her parasite cleanse recently. It's about time for me to do one of those. I haven't been really my diet's been all over the place. I'm on like survival mode. And that just activated the camera. Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to get back on track. Maybe do one of those cleanses soon. I'd love to go to some hot springs, do some detoxing. Yep. She do be in the barn. And Juliana, let's see. They said cryptid mascot. Boo. Yeah, all right. So no more. Yeah, that just knocked the fun out of all this, right? Why 666 is a great question. I'm trying to click on that comment there, right? That's a good question. I'm wondering about that too. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Oregon's really embraced it, and our boy Backwoods Bigfoot recently posted. Are you following his channel, Juliana? I think he shows some really creepy but beautiful spots in Oregon. And I shared his recent post, and in the beginning of the video, he cuts to a clip. It's a billboard, and it's the fire that we were recently also talking about the in Southern Oregon. I ran into the marshal, the fire marshal down there, and just how they embrace the Sasquatch as their mascot as well, and all that. Um, but who knows? Maybe if the Sasquatches turn out to be demonic, like some believe, that will be creepy if they do become our logos. But yeah, no, I do, I do think there is there could be a positive side to these beings too. There's the natives that talk about, that Sasquatch represents honesty, and I like that. Um and there's, you hear a lot of positive things about Sasquatch, that they're the the keepers of the forest. They and I feel like just getting into Bigfoot has taught me a whole lot. It has got me closer to nature with myself, uh, and my surroundings. Anyway, so yeah, the bill seeks to acknowledge Bigfoot as an official symbol of California, following in the footsteps. No pun intended there, of other official state symbols such as the golden poppy and the California redwood. Oh yeah. This move is seen as a way to boost tourism. Yeah, come on, y'all. Come on over to Willow Creek. Spend your dollars. Tourism. Boost tourism. And highlight the historical and cultural significance of Bigfoot sightings in the state. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Come to Cali. Come to Killer Cali. Killer Crazy Cali. And spend your bucks on some squatchy business. Bigfoot sightings in California have been reported for decades, with the term Bigfoot first coined by a California newspaper, Humboldt Times. Yep, article in 1958. And who coined that term? Bigfoot quiz. Come on, Bigfooters. There's certain stuff that Bigfooters should know, I think. No pressure. Yeah, I was surprised earlier. The cryptid hunters hadn't heard of the Ohio Howl. And I was like, girl, come on. Just teasing. Yeah, we don't, I know, we don't know it all. And we're always learning. Each one teach one. The the BFRO, let's just say the BFRO, founded by Matt Moneymaker, cha-ching, cha-ching. And speaking of the Ohio Howl, our boy Digger Dog over in Sonoma County was commenting in the chat as well on that stream that actually Moneymaker was the one who recorded the Ohio Howl. And I was like, you know what? You're right, bro. That's that's the word, right? And yeah, interesting. Moneymaker. Haven't I've met him also, got to meet him up in Willow Creek, but I haven't been out in the field with him. Heard a lot of interesting stories. Ooh, yeah. So let's see. Founded by Matt Moneymaker, has received nearly 75,000 reports of Bigfoot sightings. And let's update those that database there, Mr. Moneymaker. Over the years, though only a fraction are considered credible. California is known for its high number of credible sightings. Oh, yeah. Second only to Washington State, maybe Oregon. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, Bigfoot remains a significant part of California's cultural landscape, with towns like, oh, yeah, we were just saying, Willow Creek. Uh huh. Fully embracing its legendary status. And there that is. Hmm. Yeah, Juliana's gonna fight that one. Speaking of BFRO, this is that little section. So they do have a little section where you could go and check out recent added report or recent reports, submitted reports, added. And these few popped up here. So it's reports posted since February. I don't know if y'all check in with BFRO like that, or if y'all be checking in on Bigfoot like that. Like, what's he been up to? Where's the latest report? Well, we are tonight, so kick on back. And if not, just check back in with us later. Or, light a bowl, smoke a bowl, roll on up, chill out. Let's take a look at this. Brief history. Let's see. All right. February 2025, Pennsylvania, Center County. Class A. Multiple incidents with one good visual. Oh, yeah. In hunting area, 3.5 miles northeast of Penn State University. The tongue was about to roll some extra wordage there. All right, let's click on it. Let's peep it out. There it is. Report number 78276, Class A, submitted by witness MK. Hold on. What MK? We're talking about MK Davis? Just kidding. I don't think. But on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025, multiple incidents with one good visual. All right, we read that. Year 2025, season winner, month February, date 19th, state Pennsylvania, county, Center County, location. This incident occurred at the west end of Gameland, sorry. 333. So we're getting some angel numbers tonight. Well, I don't know about the triple. Y'all consider the 666 an angel number, a fallen angel number, that other angel number, 333, excuse me, Gamelands on Spring Creek. I had parked along Rock Road, which runs under I-99, and crossed the creek to get up into the woods. Nearest town is Belafonte. Hope I pronounced that right. Nearest road, Rock Road and I-99 observed. I had an encounter where I heard a wood knock. Ooh, nice. Caught a glimpse of one moving between the trees and finally caught one dead in my spotlight before it had before it hid behind a tree. Also noticed I have experienced other incidences in this area. I had a rock thrown at me. Oh, did it hit you? Feelings of existential dread and saw a ball of blue light. Oh, here we go. Come on, y'all. And they say that the BFRO does not put in the strange stuff. All right. Someone said that tonight. And here we go, y'all. Maybe it's not an orb. Let's see here. I got excited already. I just saw blue balls and I figured I saw a ball of blue light moving through the woods, yo. Straight up. Hey, I'm feeling this. I'm feel not the blue balls, but I'm feeling this report here. Uh yes. It's numerology, so there are meanings to number patterns, non-angle, number related. I saw a 666 on a slot machine with Enzo and oh my. Let's see. Do we have? We gotta have something for this. I totally believe that. I totally believe it, Ken Lizzy. Now that is one man I need to go to Vegas with. I usually tell him in the chats when I see him, and I've been seeing him over on Hellbent Holler, Hellbent Holler's channel. That's where I could find Enzo. You know, and kind of disappeared. A lot of us kind of there was a cool group of us that were, chopping it up for a bit, and everyone kind of, I don't know what happened there. Some of them I haven't heard from at all, and some of you I still see around here and there, which is always cool. And yeah, Enzo's got that. I don't know. He's got it. You know, he's in it to win it, and that's what I like. You know, when you go to Vegas and you win, don't go there to lose. And that's super cool that that happened. And I think I remember you sharing something like that. Uh, yeah. So we should make a trip to Vegas. I know that one show is planning another trip to there soon. But no, we should do one with Enzo, and let's go charge up and charge up our bank accounts. Oh yeah. Let's see. I thought we need to get a cash register sound effect. But yeah, interesting report there. Let's see. I think we got through most of it. He was the only person in the area. Other stories, Bald Eagle State Park. All right. Only a 10-minute drive away. Had a sighting in 2020. So this dude 6:30ish. Environment. I was walking west along Spring Creek to return to my car when I heard the wood knock and began to be followed. Oof. The area I was in specifically was covered by thick, healthy, tall pines, causing complete pitch darkness. Oh, yeah. While I was there. Oh, yeah. Yep. I was just looking at an old video of mine right now. It was in the redwoods. And yeah, once you're, you know, under that canopy, it gets dark. And, certain areas are a lot darker than others. All right. Let's see. How do we get back to boom? All right. There's another three reports here. We'll try to go through them. Another Class A reports posted. So that was in February. This is December 2024, December 1st. And this report is actually November 2024, Virginia, Buchanan County, Class A, nighttime sighting by a commuter on remote road 40 miles north of Bristol. And so, yeah, 2024 fall, November. And it says, I saw this around 2 or 2:30 a.m. I was running late for work. Oh, God. At the prison. Eesh. And I was driving a bit faster than normal. As well as not having my bright lights on, I was turning. Sorry, the letters are small. I was turning on a side road at the main gate of the coal mines. I drove less than a quarter mile from the coal mines when I saw a large, what I thought was a bear, of course, or a feral cow. Huh. Besides the road, so I slowed down in case it spooked and ran across the road. That was when I noticed it was on two legs and was large, but was kneeling down. If I had to guess, I would say it was 500, 600 pounds. This animal had shaggy fur that I could see the outline of from the lights. I looked over what seemed to be its shoulder and had a human like face with a heavy brow. It looked back through the brush and then looked quickly back again before stepping toward the creek and climbed down and went out of sight. Huh. Class A, I guess so. a few other notes there to check out. Very interesting. Let's see. Again, that's out of VA. And then October, another Class A out of Montana, Hill County. Tribal member on Rocky Boy Indian Reservation record a Bigfoot encounter. So, what do you mean record? 2024, fall, October 20th, Hill County, Montana. Location was on the Rocky Boy Reservation. And there's GPS coordinates on there. And it's pretty long report here. So if you're interested, check that out. Won't bore you with my reading. But yeah, BFRO getting some fresh reports in here, y'all. So we're getting updated here. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Let's see where we at. Boom. There we go. And then Tennessee, Monroe County, Class A camper is surprised to see a face looking back at him from a ravine near Tennessee, North Carolina border, southeast of, is it Tellico Plains or Teyico Plains? And this one as well seems to be a pretty lengthy report there, you can see, and location in the Smoky Mountains. Those Smokies. I've gotten to drive by them, I guess through them in certain areas, and definitely got vibes out that way. So, yeah, peep that out. BFRO seems like to be back on their game there with some interesting Class A reports, Bigfoot reports. And we've been also peeping out this new database. At least it's new to me. Let's see. I'm not trying to do that. Let's see. And so y'all check this website out if you're into looking into Bigfoot like this. And then for you Bigfooters out there, definitely keep this one handy. And that's the Bigfoot Mapping Project. Word. And there's two sections here you can check out: new map, classic map. And let's start with the classic, see what that's all about. We've been just tapping into the new one lately. And that's and I want to say this website is pretty accurate, but it makes me wonder, well, I guess it would have to take for those people to submit their report to this database too. Hopefully they do that. And I'll let you all know when I submit my reports here also. I will be doing that. So let's see if we could get out of that old map there. And these maps are interactive. You can click on any of those lit dots. The more you zoom in, the more data comes out of the map. And each color represents something. And you can see on the side here, you got quite a few sidebar here. It's like quite a few options you can do. Your zoom up there. And I want to see if we could get to the other map. Let's see. How do we do that? right, we'll just stop sharing like that, and then see if we can bring it back up again. Yep, there you are. So this is the newer version, I guess the other option of the map there. It's not as dotted as the other one, but you can see where the graph shows where most of those reports are. And I don't know if you could click on those. There are the more lit up ones, like up here near Seattle. Looks like Utah has a, and those the yellow ones, I think. So there's yellow and orange. And I want to say the yellow ones seem to be like older reports, like historical reports. And the orange ones maybe are like a maybe class C or something else. You could click and find out. But I think the blue might be some of the latest ones. We'll click one and see. Yeah, let's see. So when you click on it, this little box opens up with the information, and so you could go about the map in the site and click along. And yeah, if you got some reports, let's get this database going and really help it out. Again, I will be sharing mine. And then this one here, let's see. This is another. Oh, that's the same one. All right. Did that. What else we got before we get into the duendes? Oh yeah, we were talking about the pilot that was spraying stuff and got confronted by the lady. I think we could check that out. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. We'll see if we get audio. And hopefully we'll be in the safe zone.
904 DK. That's who that is. He can go himself. At some point, I will get down to the airport. So this is the Modesto Jet Center, okay? Oh my God, that's them. Look at them in the building. They let me in. You're Tim, right? I'm one of the other captains. Oh, great. We've been trying to reach you for a long time, and we are tired of you dumping heavy metals all over our county. Well, I'm not the one to talk to about that. No, but you are. But you're the one that's doing it. So I've been taking rain samples. I have over 20 samples, and every time.
I'm putting my mic close because it's not playing through the audio face. So I'm putting my mic right near the computer. It's playing out of the computer, so you might hear some extra little bumping around. But here we go.
When you fly, we get high amounts of aluminum, barium, strontium, titanium, magnesium. You can talk to. I've tried. I've called them, and they're not calling me back. So we're now going to bring something legal against your company. We are real people underneath what you're doing. You spray right over our houses now. You did 2 flights, 2 3-hour flights. It's public knowledge. It's not really though. That's the problem. We've been doing this for 30 years. They are now selling aluminum.
All right. Hopefully that's coming through all right. Better than nothing.
Genetically modified seeds to grow food because our soil is so contaminated. There's an early onset dementia, there's Alzheimer's, things are starting to happen to people's health. That's not my department. I know the goal. Did you drive here today? Yes, we did. You're contributing to the pollution in the environment as well. No, what is your name again? It's none of your business. It is my business because you're over my head dumping.
Anyone check this out yet? It's interesting, and I'll share the channel that actually Brush Junkie on YouTube. You could find a version over on her channel as well. She's got a lot of good stuff, so peep that out there. But I'll mention the channel I'm getting this from right now.
And over our families and our houses. Anything illegal, so it's not illegal yet. You are contributing to dumping heavy metals on our soils and in our air. We're breathing it, we're drinking it, we're eating it. It matters to me. I understand that. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying I'm not the one for you to bring these concerns to. We do the best we can to bring awareness to it. Yeah, there's just proper awareness, and it's not serious stuff.
Mhm. Y'all hearing this?
They're tired of you dumping heavy metals all over our county. Well, I'm not the one to talk to about that. No, but you are. But you're the one that's doing it. So.
All right. Let's set up our mic here. And let's get the name of that channel right quick. Let's see. I don't see it. Actually, the YouTube sometimes puts up, depending on certain topics, they'll put some information pertaining to it, and that's actually blocking me from seeing the channel. But yeah, that was a tough one, and for her to track the pilot down and all that, it's pretty hardcore. So salute to that lady for doing that. All right, and I think that's pretty much it for other stuff than the Duende. Let's get into the Duende. Let's see here, where are we gonna start off at? It is. Let's see. Here we go. All right, Duende. Etymology. In Spanish, duende originated as a contradiction or contraction, excuse me, of the phrase dueño or dueño. Dueño meaning owner, dueño de casa, dueño de casa, effective, effectively master of the house, or alternatively derived from some similar mythical being of the, is that Visigoth or Swabian culture, given its comparable looks with the, I believe that's Tonte of the Swedish language, conceptualized as a mischievous spirit inhabiting a dwelling. So yeah, I've heard that before. The dueño de casa, and I guess from there is how they get the word duende, which is pretty interesting. And a duende is a humanoid figure of folklore with various or variations from Iberian, Ibero American, and Latin American cultures comparable to dwarves, gnomes, or leprechauns. Spanish folklore is rich in tales and legends about various types of duendes. So yeah, for growing up, hearing about the duendes, I always thought, yeah, I figured a small humanoid, sometimes yeah, the hat, uh dwarf like or elf like, elves, dwarves, different little beings like that come to mind when I would think duende. And here there's, yeah, various types, it seems like Spanish folklore, rich in tales and legends about the various types of duendes, uh, anjanas, busgosos, diaños, enanos, elfos, hadas, and hadas. For those that don't know, hadas are fairies, and elfos are obviously elves. Enanos are like dwarves. This one's interesting. Nuberus or Nuberus almost sounds like Nibiru comes to mind. Not that there's any relation or anything, but it just sounds like that. Let's see. This one's Tentirujus, Trasgos, Trasgus, uh, Trastolius, Trastolius, Trentis, Torantes, Ventolines, and others. Wow. In some regions of Spain, duendes may have other names like transons in Galicia, follets in Catalonia. This one's a tough one. Iratcoac in the Basque Country, and Navarra, Trasgus, Asturias, Menutos, or Mendos, Mendo, in Valle de Hecho and in other parts of Alto Aragon, Mengues, Mengues, south of Spain. And here's Anjanas. It breaks down. Whoops, can't scroll there. And so here, I believe this is Wiki. And here's a model of a duende there. So it gives you an idea. It almost looks like a puppet. I don't know if that's a puppet there. But yeah, characters like that come to mind. And right here, it breaks down all the different types that we were just describing. It gets into more detail of them. And for example, anjanas, let's see, they are described as extremely beautiful beings with long flowing hair that they comb daily for long hours. Anjanas clothe themselves with dresses made up of stars or stardust and wear fabulous pearls. They are known to wear floral crowns and walk with floral staffs. Depending on the region, anjanas may be usually small in size, not much larger than a flower, but may change their size to be as large as immortal humans, as large as mortal humans, or even taller. In other regions, anjanas are as tall as humans. Anjanas are said to live in fountains, springs, rivers, ponds, lakes, and caves, and come out only at night when humans are sleeping. Their homes are said to hold bountiful treasures that they protect and may use to help those that truly need them. Anjanas are never let's see, malignant, but always benign. They help humans and creatures running away from nasty org like beings called Ohankanus. They bless the waters, the trees, the farmlands, and herds. It is said that a man that finds Anjanas brushing their hair can marry her and take possession of all her bountiful treasure. However, If the man is unfaithful, she will disappear forever with all her treasures, and the man shall remain destitute for the rest of his life. Oof. Don't cheat on that Anhana. In Galicia and Portugal, a similar mythical being to the Anhanas or Zenas is called a Moda. So interesting one there, Anhanas. And then here are a few other ones. That one's a tough one to pronounce. Apabaradeshu. Hmm. And then there's the Buscosos, Dianos. And let's get into, let's see, let's get into the familiar ones here. Uh, Enanos. And then that it was almost like translated straight from Spanish. It was almost like what we call uh, our humanoid little people, or small people of these days, enanos. But I don't know if they get offended like other terms that have been used to describe the people that people don't use anymore. So I don't know if that's like along those routes, but we used to say enano for the smaller people. Let's see, enanos, dwarves. Yep, in English, and we know, yeah, dwarfism is a thing. Are diminutive beings that toil night and day in the forest, guard the immense riches that the subterranean world hides, and mockingly tempt the greed of peasants by offering him gold combs, bags full of silver, which later become piles of withered fern leaves and white pebbles. Some enanos, like the Duende de los Extravios, help good people find their lost possessions. Elfos, elves in English, yep, are probably not pre-Roman mythological beings of the Iberian Peninsula, but instead were brought in by Germanic tribes that settled into Spain during Roman period and after the fall of Rome. The oldest mention of elfos are in the famous Centaur de Mio Cid, a medieval tale of Castilian knight named Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, known best as El Cid. I remember, I think we got into that in high school and in Spanish class. Elfos had very similar characteristics of anjanas and were most likely readily taken up by locals as such. And here we have the hadas, which to me, and we have a family member that is named Ada, so that name is used in Spanish. And so Ada translate. Well, let's read here. Hadas are in Hispanicized Roman uh, fatas or fetus. The fatum in Roman times were personifications of density. Huh. Hadas used interchangeably with the anhanas, or used as a general word to describe all sorts of mythological beings, not only duendes, but also orgs, sirenas, which are mermaids, and others, similar to how English speakers use the word fairy. So there that is. And yeah, the list goes on there. Check that out. Just look up duendes. And let's see. That also brought me to, let's see, the duendes. So yeah, in Latin America, all over Latin America, and I would imagine in the Caribbean as well, the Spanish speaking islands would also believe in the duendes or know about them. And so it made me think of the English and different other islands that don't speak Spanish. I wonder if they have their version of the duende, and yeah, apparently they do. Uh, and then what else? There was other cultures out there that I knew off the top of my head that, of course, talk about the little people. And one, for instance, while we're here in the states, of course, there's a whole lot of talk of the little people of the Cherokee. Is this article here? But yeah, the Cherokee little people, um, which I find fascinating as well. And there's a bunch of, I think, I want to say all the Native American cultures, just like Bigfoot, also believe in the little people. And could take a quick little look at this article and let me just give you a little visual. And I think you could see when I'm scrolling over. I ask every time. Still haven't confirmed it. I thought I had noticed that I could, but this picture here is very interesting. Knowing that the duende could also be fairies, and if you look at this illustration here, this picture, it looks like three duendes on this horse here. We got this black and white horse, which is interesting, and they seem to be like almost tending to it, and it reminds me of the witch knots. I wonder. I don't see any braids or anything right there, but I'm wondering if at some point one of these duendes is maybe going to give it a little braid if it's not doing it already. But we hear with Bigfooting or Bigfoot in the Bigfooting world of horses having braids done, overnight and stuff like that, and some have mentioned Bigfoot having to do with that, right? And but then there's also the fairies have also been brought up and known to uh, make those what I've heard been called the witch knots, witch knot braids, and that came to mind. Definitely looking at that, um, these are nice big letters here, so I should be able to. We'll see how smooth we read here, but and hopefully y'all in the chat are doing all right. Haven't checked on y'all. Y'all got wrenches over there, so I'm sure y'all could take good care of each other. So I'll keep it going here. So the little people of the Cherokee are a race of spirits who live in rock caves. There goes those rocks caves coming up again on the mountainside. There are little fellows and ladies reaching almost to your knees. They are well shaped and handsome. There they go, being described as good looking again. And their hair, there goes the hair, long hair. It almost touches the ground. Ah, I got hair like that. They are very helpful, kind hearted, and great wonder workers. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. They love music. Yeah, I hear they party hard, huh? They spend most of their time drumming, singing, and dancing. They have a very gentle nature, but do not like to be disturbed. Sometimes their drums are heard in lonely places in the mountains, but it is not safe to follow it, for they do not like to be disturbed at home. And they will throw a spell over the stranger so that he is bewildered and loses his way. And even if he does at last get back to the settlement, he is like one days ever after. Sometimes also they come near a house at night and the people inside hear them talking, but they must not go out. And in the morning, they find the corn gathered or field cleared as if whole force of men had been at work. If anyone should go out to watch, he would die. When a hunter finds anything in the woods, such as a knife or a trinket, he must say, "Little people, I would like to take this because it may belong to them." And if he does not ask them permission, they will throw stones at him as he goes home. Some little people are black, some are white, and some are golden like the Cherokee. Sometimes they speak in Cherokee, but at other times they speak their own Indian language. Some call them brownies. Yeah, little brownies. And there's a little more to the article there. And I'm checking to see. I think that's the only picture there. Yeah, fascinating stuff. I'll be diving more into that and into other native tribes and their legends. I'm familiar with a little bit of what the Hoopas have said, and they have their tales of them as well. And again, it seems like a worldwide thing. Any culture you could pretty much think of, you could probably find the duendes. For example, yeah, one off the top was Iceland, and there's several videos on YouTube that you could check out that are super cool. And in Iceland, they take it very serious to the point where, yeah, they uh, put addresses on boulders where they believe these beings live, and yeah, it's a whole other level of little people up that way. I'd love to. It's on my list. I would love to go check out Iceland. It's just like wouldn't be in my normal uh places to visit, but yeah, I think this whole little people stuff and how serious they take it, I find it super interesting. So, and then yeah, you go what chill with Bjork, trippy people like that. I like Bjork. So the Hulda folk, the little people of Iceland, are known as the Hulda folk or elves in Icelandic folklore. They are believed to be similar to humans living in houses and engaging in daily activities like humans do. Many Icelanders entertain the possibility of their existence, with some even believing in their presence. These beliefs have influenced environmental protests and construction projects, as distributing their homes or churches can lead to misfortunes. And there's that again with the, you know, don't piss them off. And people also talk of making offerings to them, you know? Uh, anyone ever make offerings to the little people or to the fairies? I've been inside some bounty hunter bear. Welcome. And there's Pancho Zorcho. Patricia, hola. Bon dia. I gotta find out what they call them in Brazil. What do you call the little people? And so Iceland, there we go. Iceland. We've gone through North America, of course. Canada. Can't leave Canada out. And one good channel I like to go to for Canadian little people folklore. Some of you might know, but there is Hammerson Peters. Yes. Could we get that done again? Hammerson Peters. Oh yeah, check them out. YouTube if you haven't already. A lot of Bigfoot stuff coming from up in Canada. Very popular channel. A lot of good stories, information from our neighbors up north there. And you can see even right here several videos of his having to do with the little people in Canada. And let's check out to give you an idea what his channel looks like. What's up, Ivy? We're over here talking about duendes tonight, and we're getting into it. There's Planet. Yes. Are you alive? Yes, we are live. Live and direct. Planet, we are live. Yeah, we mentioned Nibiru earlier. Maybe Planet was summoned. And that's another word for, or another name for Planet X, right? Anyone check out Hammerson Peters? Go check out some little people stories from Canada, y'all. And Hammerson, totally cool style. I love his delivery. Great content. And yeah, I was mentioning at some point, what were we talking about? There was something and it was gonna lead me to the redwoods again, but we'll get back to it. Da 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 da. Another place, and this is also an island. Let's see. And one that I've been to. Anyone heard of the Menehune of Hawaii? Aloha. Yeah, the Menehune are mythical creatures from Hawaiian folklore described as small forest dwelling beings around 3 feet, 90 centimeters tall, who are skilled stone masons and craftsmen. According to the legend, they built canals, and we were talking here canals, roads, and temples. Wow. We were just talking the other night also about the train systems under Los Angeles and also all these tunnels underground, and we've been referring different subjects to these underground tunnels. Um, and also we're touching on Chicago, how supposedly it was lifted. They say 6 feet to 14 feet. And there's all these tunnels under there, and that supposedly these little people were involved in making those tunnels. And I'm still trying to get more information on that. I shared a couple timestamp pictures from the channel that was breaking this down, and I won't be sharing that channel because it could get really negative for some. And let's see if we could pull that up. Oh, it was interesting. They were showing these small people that supposedly had dug all these tunnels underground. And here we go. This is one of the pictures. Let's see. I'll show you in a second. Let's finish the rest of this Menehune. So they built temples, canals, roads, and were known for their exceptional construction abilities, which makes me think of old world. We question a lot who could have been building these buildings and stuff like that. Giants come up, angels. Some of us haven't mentioned little people. Maybe the little people were the ones doing the fine, small details. Who knows? Completing projects overnight. So yeah, these menehunis would bust out bust out the projects overnight. These mysterious beings are said to have lived in Hawaii before the arrival of Polynesian settlers and believed to be shy, avoiding sunlight and human contact. They're associated with various supernatural abilities, uh-huh, and are often depicted as mischievous and playful. Yeah, one time, so yeah, Big Island. I think it when we got to the airport, as soon as you get off, you see a bunch of like menehune stuff. Like it was like construction areas that they were doing construction at the airport, and they had pictures of it said menehunis at work, and I was like, oh, here we go. All right, signs of the little people. Just like landing in Medford Airport, we get off and there's signs for like fire safety, and it's Sasquatch. Um, what's up, lovey love? Yeah, we still live. We still live in here, live and streaming, chilling, talking about the little peeps, learning about them, being respectful to them. And yeah, we're in Hawaii now. And yeah, there was one time, so we get to Big Island and we settled into our place. And I went to go take a little stroll around town. It was already nighttime, and I had my hair out, dreads, almost touching the floor. So I'm sure some people were like, "Oh, who's this on the island?" But yeah, just taking a little walk. It's dark in the streets there, and I hit this one particular. There was a stop sign, and I felt something hit me in the back, and a car had just pulled up to the stop sign. So I was like, could it have been them? But I didn't see anyone laughing or I didn't see any sign of the car maybe being the culprit of whoever threw something at me, and it hit me on the lower back, and it hit me pretty good. I was like, damn, what the hell? And I turn around and there's nobody around, but that car that just stopped and kept going. And there was a mango on the floor. And I was like, all right. I just got pegged in the back with a mango. And I don't see anybody around. And I don't think it fell out of the tree and hit me in the back like that. Felt like someone threw it. And yeah, Menehune came to mind. You never know. Anyway, yeah, Big Island loved it there. Vibes for sure. Had my audio recorder. I was squatching on the island, still looking, for Bigfoot and of course little people and anything else. Um, and yeah, I don't know if I posted much video from those trips. Been there a couple times to Hawaii, different islands there, but yeah, I always have the little people in mind. And while some scholars argued that the legends of the Menehune are a post European contact mythology, others attribute ancient structures found in Hawaii to this mystical race. The Menehunes have been featured in various cultural works, including literature, television, and video games, further cementing their place in Hawaiian folklore and popular culture. Today, the Menehunes remain a fascinating part of Hawaiian mythology, inspiring both local and international interest in the rich cultural heritage of Hawaii. Aloha. And yeah, it seems like islands seem to be a theme with all this too as well. Several other islands have known to have little people. One that pops up recently. Ooh, hold up. Is yeah, here we go. The Hobbits on Flores. So this is Indonesia. And yes, I've heard of I talked about auntie. We got an auntie who is now living in Indonesia. And she had brought back on one of her trips. She used to go back and forth a lot. Finally made the move there, and on one of the trips back, she knew I was totally into the little people because I've heard of the legends of the little people of Sulawesi. And then I believe there's some footage, interesting footage. The orang pandek also comes to mind, which is some believe maybe possibly a Bigfoot type creature and smaller. Uh, yeah, there's a video on YouTube that's been around for several years. I believe it was out of the island of Sumatra, and it looks like a orangey little being, and there's a bunch of guys on motors on dirt bikes, and they spot this being, and one dude even falls off his bike, and the subject just darts into the bush and left actual like plant split and everything. So it's not, I don't think it's AI at all. I think it was really something there. And that's where they have found also on the island of Flores, the hobbits. And once again, they found them inside some of these caves. I think this article here, the Smith brothers. Yeah, when you see Smith brothers, we've been going in on that. In the old world topic, a lot of these buildings will be built by so and so and sons. And we are talking John Levi earlier, who posted a video earlier tonight at midnight. And he was, yeah, doing some word like etymology, like Smith, sons, Smith, Smithsonians. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird with the whole name thing, that certain names repeating themselves throughout narratives and stuff like this. It's just really weird. What's up, Andy? And so this has a map. We'll see if there's whoops. Yeah, for those that don't know, this has been, we heard about this several years back, and people got excited too. A lot of Bigfooters got excited when this was discovered. You could check that out. Uh Yeah, they found evidence of hobbit people. Let's see, there's some pictures here that's kind of showing the islands and some of the areas where I guess some of these little people are being found in Sulawesi. There's that cave. So I think they have a map, an interactive map we'll check out that goes inside of this cave, I believe, and it's where they found the hobbit bones. And that's this. Oh, so I won't be able to. Oh, well, maybe if you're seeing this, let's try. I noticed a weird. So that's the cave there. Look at this. Whoops. Look at the entrance of this cave. It's a little. It's a little hard to maneuver this. Oh, there we go. Whoops. All right. I think that should be good enough. So go ahead and put it like that. But so this is this map of the cave of where I guess they found the bones. Again, cave coming up theme there. But check out this structure. Looks like the entrance to something here. You can see like a pathway or a road here, it looks like. And then look at this. structure here. It looks like some sort of entrance. You can see a pyramid. So I wonder what that all that's about. That got my attention right away too. Not sure if that's something new or maybe someone could look into this later. Maybe get us some information and feedback. I'd be interested in that. Definitely caught my eye there. But yeah, you could totally go inside the cave and everything and look around. Check that out. So yeah, fairies have been coming up, right? Along with the duende. The duendes are could be considered fairies, are fairies. And it makes me wonder, so that would that make them an elemental as well? And then with the fairy, of course, the fairy ring comes to mind. And anyone ever run into a fairy ring? I did recently. I have, and I remember seeing them when I was younger too. I'd always trip out on them, but I had no idea what they really were and the story behind them. And a fairy ring, also known as a fairy circle, elf ring, or pixie ring, is a naturally occurring ring or arc. And that's what I was asking because the last one I found was just half of one. And so half of them are also considered fairy rings or arc of mushrooms that are found mainly in forested areas but also appear in grasslands or rangelands. Fairy rings are detectable by what is this? Sporocarps. All right, sporocarps, fungal pods in rings or arcs, as well as by necrotic zone, dead grass, or a ring or dark green grass. Fungus mycelium is present in the ring or arc underneath. The rings may grow to over 10 meters, 33 feet in diameter, and they become stable over time as the fungus grows and seeks food underground. Fairy rings are the subject of much folklore and myth worldwide, particularly in Western Europe. There are alternately there there are alternately seen as hazardous or dangerous. Yeah, places linked with witches or the devil. Jeez. Or as a sign of good fortune also. So that's good to know. Yeah, and I told you a landowner when I first moved up north, Northern California, he was big into the whole fairy thing, and yeah, we've talked about those sweet peas that his wife brought that were invasive, and he would always mention to me to make sure you weed whack those sweet peas before they flower, or else the fairies will be pissed. And I took that very serious. And it says this here, Genesis. The mycelium of a fungus growing in the ground absorbs nutrients by secretion of enzymes from the tips. So it kind of breaks down how it happens there. And so, yeah, half a fairy ring also counts as a fairy ring. So let's check that out really quick. Yeah, half a fairy ring, half a fairy circle of mushrooms can indeed be considered a fairy ring. Fairy rings are naturally occurring rings or arcs of mushrooms that form in grasslands or woodlands. And it goes on there. We read that already. And come to find out, I wasn't really aware, but I guess on a certain level I was, but there are redwood fairy rings. Anyone ever heard of those? I know now that I'm more aware of it, I know I've been around them, I've recorded them, and I've actually found some redwoods where people have like left offerings and stuff, and when I looked into it deeper, it was like, oh, someone's leaving some offerings for fairies. Must be some fairy action going here. And I think that particular tree might be in one of these fairy rings. Redwood fairy rings. Redwood fairy rings, also known as family circles, are circular groupings of redwood trees that often form around the stump of of a logged old growth tree. Okay. Huh. These rings are formed when new trees sprout from the roots of the parent tree, creating a near perfect circle or ring. And it goes on about the redwood fairy ring there. And you can also look up some videos on YouTube going in on it. And they also got into these other, I call them nests too. And they came up as nests on the videos. But yeah, it's almost like someone put a bunch of like made a giant nest out of redwood branches, and I've found several of those. So we'll dive into that, and we do have videos of those personal videos. Yeah, redwood fairy rings. Something to keep in mind there next time you're in the redwoods. So all this coming to mind and across my way when diving into the duende. And let's see. There was also some other information on one of these articles that touched on some sort of a being made. I don't know if by the duende or not, but it was going to make me bring up. Yeah, so they talked about. I believe it was so. Uh, some of the duendes were known to take kids and sometimes return them, and we hear that with the fae as well, with the fairies, right? And sometimes they don't return them, but yeah, if they return them, we read earlier, sometimes like that man that would, if he cheated on the fairy wife, uh that he would lose all his fortune and lose the fairy, and then he'd be like dazed and confused, bewildered, and however else they described it. But it, like, yeah, like the kids will return, or it'll be the word is changeling. So that came to mind when I was reading into some of this. And for those that don't know, changeling, here comes the train, y'all. Have your tickets ready. It's, it's about to pull up. All aboard. Oh, yeah. Don't forget your snacks. All right, changeling. A changeling, also historically referred to as an off or oaf, is a human like creature found throughout much of European folklore. According to folklore, a changeling was a substitute left by a supernatural being when kidnapping a human being. Sometimes the changeling was a stock, a piece of wood made magically to resemble the kidnapped human. More often, the changeling was a supernatural being made magically to look like the kidnapped human. Huh. And I've heard there's some particular popular or well-known secret societies out there, and some of you know, and some of you may have an idea of which one I'm talking about, but that were involved with returning kidnapped kids. And I've heard that at times some of those kids that were returned to certain families, it wasn't the same kid. So like a changeling, which I thought was real fascinating. You know, we are into the missing persons topic. And supernatural beings blamed for stealing children included fairies, demons, trolls, uh, is that Nerades? And many others. Usually the kidnapped human was a child, but there were cases, particularly in Scandinavia and Ireland, where adults were taken. And that also comes up, if I'm not mistaken, the gray abduction, you know, the UFO alien gray abduction has also been tied into like fairies and these types of situations as well. Um, yeah, a whole lot of comments popping off here. Are you the only one left in chat, Russell? Damn, we're 2 hours in. We're coming to the end here. Just wanted to touch on the changeling really quick because that also, let's see, what was it? So the changeling, yes, made me think. So this particular part here, more often the changeling was a supernatural being made magically to look like the kidnapped human. And this automatically came to mind for some reason. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some sort of connection or maybe there isn't. But, you know, a lot of you have some knowledge about the old, where you at? Uh, let's see. This is going to be our last one. We're going to be pulling up for tonight. And it is hiding from us. Oh, really quick. You know, speaking of all this, of course, earlier at the shop, I was gonna get into it, but I was like, ah, no, maybe it's bad timing. But let me say what's up. I've been noticing some of the buses, MTA buses driving by the shop there. I've been seeing, you know, and I see advertising for certain movies, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's coming out, that's coming, and I could already imagine, you know, what they're trying to uh put out in front of us. And of course, we're getting into the Duendes and everything. So there's a new Snow White movie coming out. And there you got your seven dwarves. I'll be checking this full trailer out. Have y'all seen the trailer yet? There we got Disney. And that's a whole other rabbit hole in itself there. What's up? Dragonflies there. All right, fired up, Russell. I'm about to get that going too. Hopefully, this has been informative and entertaining and educational and all those good things. What do we say for entertainment purposes only? Ah, we put our disclaimer up there, but yeah, we'll be keeping an eye out on this Snow White movie. And but the yeah, that last one, uh the changeling brought me to, and we are gonna find you right now. We are almost there, people. This is the final touch. And check out the homie Juan, like Juan, you know, Juanito. Juan on Juan podcast, because this particular something I'm trying to pull up here is his topic. He specializes in this. And it's funny that and I just seen it a little while ago. Now it's completely hiding from me. Really weird. It's playing the trickster game on us, but it's all right. We're gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna let this one go. We will find it. There it is. Haha, I see little trickster. The changeling brought me to the homunculus. Oh. And I pulled it up. Did I pull it up wrong? That didn't come out on your end. We got you, homunculus. So yeah, the YouTube channel Juan on Juan podcast, and he is your guy for the homunculus. And there goes the trickster again. Every time I go to screen share, I push stop sharing. I don't want to let you guys go. What's going on? All right, here we go. All right. A homunculus is a small human being popular popularized. Oh yeah, it's getting late, huh? In the 16th century alchemy and 19th century fiction. It has historically referred to the creation of a miniature fully formed human. Yeah. And it's weird. We'll just stop it there. I'll let you search on your own or check out Juan and Juan's podcast for more homunculi information. I mean, everything is homunculus over there. So peep him out. And that's actually how I found out about Donut and several others through that whole circle of heads there. And they get into a lot of good topics. So be sure to check those channels out. And I'm gonna leave you all with this here. Make sure you go sage yourself and Guan. Yeah, what's up, Sal? Glad you popped in, brother. And blessings to you. Blessings to everyone out there, y'all. Have a good rest of your morning, good rest of your night. And get back to me on any of this information we put out today. We'll be doing, on all these topics we've been touching on, we'll be revisiting, coming back, I'm sure, with little tidbits and maybe chunks of information. And yeah, just wanted to get this one out there. Just basically, sharing with you. If I didn't go live and share this, yeah, this is basically what I was doing last night, diving into all this. And I appreciate y'all coming along. Any messages or any information that you felt related to this, drop messages, y'all. And the messages help out. The smashing of the thumbs up helps out. Sharing the channel out helps out. And I appreciate your help. And yeah, hope y'all get some rest. And we'll see you all in a few hours. We'll be opening up shop. I'll tap in with y'all at least just to say what's up. And yeah, keep me informed on any happenings in your world. So yeah, I want to say one love to you all. Let's stop sharing that. Boom, here I is. Throw up a few more comments there, and I appreciate you commenting there, Roger. Roger goes ham on it. Yeah, that's who we like. The new Snow White movie is rumored to be a future flop. Mm. Yeah, well, that's what happens a lot too when they remake. I don't know if it's a remake or what the deal is, but I just thought it was interesting that I was getting into this talk for the night, and earlier today I seen that go by. So I was like, oh yeah, there's a. We'll be talking about them later, and also, oh yeah, while I'm here, still, I was already ready to say goodbye and everything. Did I had some videos ready to share, but then we had seen most of those videos, but I did put together a little like this. Some duendes. Yeah, some brown and dark ones there too. Look at that one giving you the one eye. Anyway, we're gonna head up out of here. Much love.